It's just it was almost like that home improvement show that you see. It was just all of a sudden our street was just inundated with just these cars that nobody had known, but you saw where they were going because the house was just abuzz with, like you said, saws and just people talking and working, and it was incredible. It was absolutely, I mean, the amount of work that went in with people just, throwing in a helping hand or just coming by and offering food and things like that to the workers that were there. It was just, it definitely it definitely brought my community closer. I mean, there's neighbors that I don't think, because they just moved in, that I didn't really know before, and all of a sudden they kind of came to see what was going on. Yeah. And next thing you know, they're bringing drinks or water or food just for the people that were working, and it was just, and they're people that are great friends of mine now, but I probably would have never met had it not been for this project. It's just it's incredible the amount of just helpfulness that that was involved in that. It was just people that may have never laid a floor before were there. They were there putting their hands in it, and they were just, it was insane.
Yeah, it's good to be here with you guys, and especially talking about Aven's Place, which over the last few years, just working with you, Steve, it's been fun to be a part of the organization, and it's a great cause. What I look at when you're giving that assistance to families so they can really focus on the healing of their child, I mean, I don't think you get any better than that. So it's a great cause. Tell us a little bit about when you started Aven's Place and why.
Started Aven's Place in 2009. We had some friends of ours from church that had a little boy, Aven, that had brain tumors. And over time, they had a lot of assistance through family and friends and church, and that kind of got exhausted. And talking to the dad one day, he mentioned that if he could just get a little bit of assistance while he was caring for his son at home, that it would be so much help. So I started as a coordinator for the family, getting Germ-X. Their house had to be completely germ-free. Any other little small things that they needed, help with certain things with their daughter. And from that, after Aven passed away, somebody had mentioned to me, this is a great thing. You should really continue to do this. And me myself would never thought that I'd be a founder of a charity organization. But that's what we did. We continued helping families at home. The whole basis of Aven's Place is you have your organizations that send you on trips and get you gifts and things like that. We wanted to help families at home when they get burdened by certain things, that their home life and family life gets distracted. We want to be able to keep that as normal as possible.
My name is Nicholas Scott. I am a physical education teacher for Lusher Elementary School in the Hazelwood School District.
Yeah, I've grown up in Florissant all my life, and my wife and I had a little girl back in 2011. And at 3 months old, she had gotten sick. We went to the children's hospital, and she was put on oxygen. And they really didn't know why, and so we kind of were feeling it out for a little while. They thought it might have been a virus and it would go away, and after about 5 months of no answers really, they said we needed to do a biopsy, and we went in and had a lung biopsy done, and on her way out from the surgery, she began to crash. She has a condition called ACD, which is alveolar capillary dysplasia in your lungs, and what they ended up ultimately finding out was that she was only using about 20% of her lungs the entire time. The condition has been documented 200 at that time had been documented 200 times, and all the children had passed away. Normally, right after birth, they show signs of things like that and distress, and they don't make it very far after the 5th or 6th day. The fact that she made it 8 months was a miracle in itself. Yeah. So we quickly realized that the only way she was going to survive was to get a lung transplant.
She was listed on the lung transplant list on June the 4th, and we received a call on June the 11th at 11 o'clock at night. And we're driving down the highway, and I had just talked to Nick, and he calls me up, and he's like, "Hey, man." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Well, he's got lungs." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I just saw you 5 minutes ago." He's like, "I just got the call. Ellie's got lungs." So she was actually on the list for 8 days, but only active for 4 days, which is absolutely incredible. They told us to expect 6 to 7 months wait time for the lungs. So the fact that we got them in 4 days was unbelievable. Then we got our lungs on my wife and I's 8th anniversary is the day she received her lung transplant.
And so in talking to all the doctors and things like that, we found out that there was a lot that was going to change in our life, and one of the biggest things was our home. It was an older home in Florissant. It had carpeting and things like that. And in researching it, it was all of those things were negatives for lung transplant patients. So we were in a lot of we were in a lot of need at that point.
With our financial situation, with my wife and I, with all the bills that we've received within the past 9 months, Aven's Place, with the help of Mission St. Louis, has come in and graciously, with open arms, helped redo the floors in our home so that when my daughter comes home, she'll be in a safe place for her lungs and breathing and things like that. And they've basically come in and made my house a much safer place for her to be.
You can't work all your life just doing things for yourself. When you give back, it actually gives you a better feeling toward yourself and everybody else, helping the community.
I find that there's so very few organizations that find really good opportunities to serve others, and Aven's Place, Mission St. Louis are constantly finding those type of opportunities.
Aven's Place is coming together to help actually provide good hardwood floors and really just make the house livable for my brother and his wife and for their kids.
Aven's Place is a great organization. It helps families, it helps people in need, it helps the families focus on their kids, and that's what they need to do. They need to focus on their kids and not everything else around that.
It seems to work that, Nick has gotten inspiration from some of the other folks that have come together to help him out, and now Nick is a person who has received a lot, and he wants to be able to give back to the community, and I think that's what it is. It's like people that come together, they touch other people. The whole pay it forward thing, and just for me personally, and I know that the way Nick kind of described it to me is now that he's been helped by these folks, he wants to do something to try to give back, and I think that's really what it's all about.
So then, if there's a family out there that has an issue,
Mm-hmm.
or that they're dealing with a similar situation, how can they go about getting help?
We have a website. It's www.avensplace.org.
Mm-hmm.
There's a contact page there where they can go and register and just let us know that they want to be part of a certain project, or if they just want to be on the volunteer list. They just let us know exactly what they want to do. There's a tab on there for donations. There's a calendar, let you know what events are coming up. We also have Facebook. There's a Aven's Place Facebook page that you can go and like and see all the different things that are going on with us, and you can also respond on there to let us know that you want to be a part of our organization or be a volunteer in something that we're working on.
And to realize that there's places like Aven's Place and Mission St. Louis that can come in here and help, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's one of those things that I just can't get over. I mean, my wife and I just can't thank everybody in this place enough for everything that they've done for us and for my daughter. Even though she can't realize it yet, she will soon.
And my biggest reward is just seeing, like, Ellie.
Yeah.
Ellie's alive. And we saw her just a little while ago.
Yeah.
She's running around like a normal kid. And that's my reward.
Yeah.
I don't expect anything in return, but just to be able to help families. That's God tells us that we're supposed to reach out to each other and help each other, and that's the reason I do it.